We've been getting a lot of questions around GRAS in particular, FDA GRAS, and ways to save on costs or some strategies. So this blog is going to be about strategies to save on costs related to GRAS. Hi, I'm Andrew Parshad from Quality Smart Solutions. So let's talk about FDA GRAS. There's really two pathways. One is the self-affirmed GRAS, and the other is submitting your GRAS dossier to the FDA, and basically called the FDA GRAS notification pathway. Now, GRAS is a voluntary program when it comes to filing with the FDA. However, it's still mandatory to prove that your ingredient is GRAS. There are a number of criteria that is required to meet those GRAS qualifications. So let's get into it. How can you save on costs? Some insights that I can provide to you. So number one is do your homework, do your market research ahead of time. So check out there, are there interested buyers in your ingredient, right? So going down the whole GRAS pathway can be quite expensive. So it's really an investment. So really do your market research. Number two is, when you actually conduct the actual GRAS project, we always start with a gap assessment. So we want to see what you have in place, if there's anything missing. That's really important because you can't run before you walk. And you really need to know what you have in place. And that's a lot of it is clinical studies that you've conducted. We also look for public data, as well as manufacturing and quality assurance and testing and whatnot. It's all about safety for GRAS. So that's another component. Now, often what's part of a GRAS dossier includes an expert panel. So usually 3 individuals. That is an added cost as well. Now, one strategy that you could consider is you can hold off. You can do the GRAS dossier, but hold off on having an expert panel review it until maybe you're about to get a PO or you get some interest from out there. That expert panel can be pulled together and then review your dossier. The trade-off is that when a GRAS dossier is being prepared, and if a GRAS expert panel is reviewing your dossier, it's done in tandem, and so it saves a lot of time there. And it's just one and done. They attest to it if they feel that the dossier prepared does meet GRAS status. So that's kind of a trade-off, right? You save some time, but you can always wait and have that expert panel look at it later on. Another part is, of course, that GRAS notice to the FDA. You can just consider going down the self-affirmation pathway and hold off on filing to the FDA. That could save you a lot of time and some additional costs there. And basically get your feet wet, see if buyers are open to it, making sure that, if they place POs based on your self-affirmation, great. You can reinvest those dollars and then perhaps go down the GRAS notice pathway with the FDA. So those are some ways to save on costs. Another piece also maybe to consider is the type of studies that you've conducted. So tox studies, there are various types of toxicology studies that can be conducted, but you should get guidance obviously on that from a company like ours, like GRAS Experts. But one of the things to consider there is to where you're going to conduct that study. You don't necessarily have to do it in the United States, where it can be very, very expensive. The lab, of course, has to be following good laboratory practices. It should be an OECD lab so that the FDA won't disqualify that study. A good round study that is conducted to prove GRAS. So, of course, reach out to us. We can connect you with our partners, with our CRO partners. That could be a cost-effective solution for meeting that criteria when it comes to tox studies. So those are just a couple of ways that you can save in costs. We always look at ways, when we're doing the actual project with you. Of course, we're also looking at finding the best value when it comes to those expert panels. We are looking to save you wherever we can. We're thinking about you and your best interests because this is a very expensive pathway, and you want to make sure that you get an ROI. Now, also keep in mind that this is a one and done. You get the GRAS dossier, whether it's self-affirmed or the FDA GRAS notice, and so that cost is a one-time cost, and hopefully you'll get lots of POs from customers. So that cost is going to be diluted over time. It may seem like a heavy cost up front, but over time that will just be amortized. So keep that in mind when you're going down this GRAS pathway. It is very, very important. More and more, brand companies are seeking that information. They're looking for ingredients that have proven to be GRAS, and so there are ways that you can do this in a cost-effective manner. So do reach out to us, GRAS experts and Quality Smart Solutions. We're here to serve your compliance needs.